Hey guys, welcome to my Toot Talk. Oh my gosh, that sounds so raggedy. Oh yeah, I can't. Okay. Yeah, my body is trying to take me through it, but I am not having it. Literally, like my sinuses is like doing the most. My hair is doing the most. I'm almost to a full fro though, so we gon' this not me with the tissue. Lord. It's giving very natural today. Very demure. Is it demure? Zema? Anyways, hey y'all, welcome to my Toot Talk, where we discuss life, faith, and being different. And this week, y'all, I want to talk about daddy issues because, you know, for a minute that was like a real popular thing, but it kind of died down. But I know there's some girls out here that kind of need some insight, because at one point I needed insight. And so I believe that for God to have me in the place that I am, especially with my past and stuff like that, it's just like I just really want to get into it. But first, let me tell you, let me tell you what led up to this conversation. So last week, I set my alarm to wake up or whatever, and I'm like, all right, God, what time what time we meeting in the morning? Because if it ain't gotta be 5:30, baby, it ain't gotta be 5:30 for me. Like, let me know, And so it was like 6, and I was like, okay. Well, the alarm goes off for 6, and right before I'm about to like lay back down, because you kind of gotta like prep to get up. You can't just like, well, some people can, but I gotta prep the prep. Like, just hold up. Right before I was about to lay back down, God said, get up, I want to show you something. And I was like, okay. So I go get up and I go to the rooftop or whatever. And so usually I like open my Bible, go ahead and get to my devotion, and I'm writing. But this time it just felt like a worship need to happen. So I'm just praising and worshiping, and right before you knew it, y'all, just look what he showed me. Look what he did for me, because this is like a gift to me. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. So like after this, I'm like, okay, God. And if you guys haven't seen, like a couple of weeks ago, I did an episode about me and my husband overseas. And so that's the relationship that me and God have in this season. Like sometimes he fathers, sometimes okay, he's my man, and my man, I need this. I need to be in a hotel. I need to get away. I also need a quiet place and some Wi-Fi, some steady Wi-Fi to do what you gave me this assignment for Star Power. Now, make the provision, please, Lord. If it's in your will, this is what I would like. I found the place, I found the price, boom, 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 laid it up through a series of, okay, now you do this, because God is a very, like, faith without works is dead. So this is what you're going to have to do. And so, yeah, we made it happen. So this, y'all, was like our getaway. This was like our vacation. You still make me smile, though you love the sky. Baby, you still make me smile, though you love the dark. Oh my gosh, it was literally so amazing to spend a whole day with God and just in his presence and just feeling so cared for, so loved, so adored, you know, like God has brought me a long way. This is really like, it's like a day and a half of us just spending time, you know, like, and there was so many revelations throughout the process and just so many eye openers and so many I love you from me and from him, where you could just feel like, in my mind I always had, and I really feel like God placed this in my mind, where like he gives me these forehead kisses, like spiritually. Y'all, and I know some people are gonna be like, see, it's just not even that deep. Like no, it for me, listen, I used to be one of the girls that would go on a date for a dinner. I used to, when I was on my nomad journey, yeah, like, I'm going couch to couch. You gotta have somewhere, I'm only dating men with houses, because I need somewhere to sleep. I need somewhere to lay my head. Listen, don't tell me what God won't do. Like, and to be at a point now where it's like, God, I look to you for everything, and if it doesn't come in the way that I see, then I am grace for whatever it is that I have at right in front of me. But I will not, like, I used to talk to guys and date guys off the strength of like, what is it that you can provide for me, whether I really like you or not? What, like, how can I get this out of them? How can I, you know, boom, oh, you know what, I need a ride here. Like, maybe, you know, like, since you want to see me, you can, nah. And at some point I was just like, God, I don't want to go outside of you feeling like they're going to make way for me. I need you to do this. I need you to be this for me. Be my provider, be my security, be my, you know what I'm saying? The goal of a husband is to be the provider, the protector, and the priest of the home. So while I'm preparing to be a wife and to, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, God, how can we have this relationship? Because you, like everybody says, there's not a switch that flips once you are actually married. Whoever you are single is who you are married. So yeah, God, baby, flip me, dip me, rearrange me, and so yeah, he's my man. And this was just a really great vacation. But let me tell you how I got here, and that's really once I released my dads, because I have two dads. I have a biological father, and then I have a bonus dad that stepped in. I want to say I was like 7, but a long time. He been here forever. Yeah, I didn't realize why I was always doing that with men until I did a deep dive, and it resulted back to my father, my biological father. So here we go. And just really quick, this is for the girls who technically like were raised with a dad or a father, but still have the tendency to not see their worth. Because I never really understood how, like, you got a dad at home. Why you ain't, like, why you struggling with the same struggles I got? You know what I'm saying? But having a male presence there does not necessarily mean that they're providing you with what you need. So yeah. So first up is Brandon. Brandon is my biological dad. Everybody calls him Smiley because he smiles all the time. He has a beautiful smile. I love my dad's smile. And Brandon was in jail. I think he went in when I was like 2 or something like that. Fact check it with my mom. I don't know. But he got out when I was like 8, I believe, and then he went back in when I was like 11 going on 12. In between that time, he did like pick me and my siblings up. That's when I met like my big brothers and stuff, and he was getting married at the time, and that's when he had my baby sister. But also when he was locked up, he still kind of made sure that I had things through his friends. Like, he sent me birthday cards every year. I think I still got these cards too. But just, yeah, so like he was there as best as he could, just not physically in the everyday day to day. So he went back when I was 11, and then he didn't get out again until I was 25. But when he got out this time, it was like right around, it was like No, he had got out on his birthday, and then when it came around to like my birthday the next year, he came down to Nashville, and that was my first birthday at 25 that I got to spend with my dad. Like, and we was turned. It was so great. Like, I will never forget that birthday. It was so lit. Like, it was so great. But anyway, while he was away is when and I'm growing my relationship with God, you know, like throughout this time. But when I did the deep dive, I was like, why is it that I keep choosing these certain type of men? Like, I keep, you know, wanting them to choose me, even though I really don't really care, like, to be that in their life. But for some reason, I want them to see me as worthy. I want them to fight for me. I want them to see that I'm the best thing since, you know, since whatever the saying is. But I want them to choose me and to love me. You know, Grey's Anatomy, choose me and love me. And it just had me in this cycle. It had me in this pattern of just, you know, giving more of myself or extending myself before a guy even could pursue me for real. And so I do this deep dive, and I'm like, dang, I ain't never really seen me as having daddy issues. But I really believe that this comes from, well, not believe, but like I feel like God revealed to me that my dad has always chosen money. He come from North Memphis, like street life, and that's really all he's known. You know, like he got his GED like later down the line. But the fast life and having things, you know, like granted his intentions were always good to like provide for us and make something happen. And this is the only way I know how to get it. But to me, I process that as you chose the street life or money over me, and now I am looking for so many people to choose me, like to show and tell me that I'm worthy of their opinion, of their love, of their time, just so many things. So boom, that's Brandon. Next up, we have Do Baby, who is my bonus dad. If y'all know Do Baby, then y'all know Do Baby gonna pull up. Do Baby is the father that is full-fledged provider dad. Like, if you need something, he gonna make it happen. If your tire pop at 3 o'clock in the morning, he gonna pull up. If you out of town and you stuck in your stranded, he coming. He running, he coming. Like, that is him to the T. And he stepped in when I was like I said, like 7. And his heart for people is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Sometimes it's like, hold up, hold up, you too nice now. No, they need to pay you for that. Like, you know, like it's one of the things. But no, he's been like, his heart is so beautiful. And now again, he steps in when I'm like 7, 8, you know, and at this point it's always been me and my mom. So a lot of the things growing up was more so like, well, ask your mama, go to your mom. And I'm like, well, what is it that you think? Can you fight for me? You think it's okay, can you fight for me? But it was like, nah, whatever your mama say. And I would see him, baby, he'll go through hell and back for my mama. For Crystal, oh, it don't matter. Anything, and it's been like that forever. Like, he loves that woman insanely, you know. What I realize is that, like, I used to be so mad or upset at the fact that our conversations used to feel so limited to what you need. I'm like, I don't need nothing. I just want to, you know, eventually as I got older, I'm like, I don't need nothing. Or he'll be like, you only call me when you need something. And I'm like, no, we just don't be talking about nothing, you know. Eventually, like, yeah, when you give your life and your heart to God, and he starts to restructure it, a lot of things that you see as a problem, you start to have compassion and grace for. And what I learned was, this is the way that my dad shows that he loves you. This is his love language, to provide. This is how he shows up in the world as him being worthy, you know. Like, when he is helping and providing, that's him. Now, if you need emotional support, mental support, that wasn't really present while growing up. That really didn't start until like maybe like 2 years ago, and I told him too, I believe that when he really started to surrender to God is when God started to show him how to handle so many relationships in his life. Because now we get calls and we just be talking, and it don't be a transaction. I don't need a financial transaction, or like let me hold something, I'm gonna give it back, it's no. When at first it was just that, now it's like, and he compliments me, he's like, hey pretty girl, and I'll just be like, thank you. Like, I don't necessarily need it, but it still feels good to have it no matter how old I get, like, this is my dad, and it's just something about a father's love, literally. Now, there was some mental shifts within myself that I had to reach before even getting to a point of allowing them to grow into who they are now, or what I'm saying, to kind of like be okay with whether they do it or don't do it. And one of the main things was I stopped looking to them as a source of this and started looking to God as my source. And what that means is, God, even if they don't do it, you're the full package. You're perfect. Which means that how you created me, I want these things for a reason, And if you have everything and they just have they're just a resource. So at this point, I'm no longer looking to them because they keep disappointing me. That's why the Bible says men will, not men like as in the male species, just mankind will let you down. They will disappoint. And I just got tired of being disappointed and putting my heart into the hands of people who did not know how to love me how I wanted to be loved. They knew how to do it the way they wanted to give it, but what I needed was not coming from them. And so I'm like, okay, God, you do it for me. You said that you are my source. You said that you are my shepherd and I lack nothing. This is what you said. Now, and surely enough, when I released that expectation from them and opened the door for God to be that in my life, he shows up for me. He exudes himself through other people, through other male mentors and coaches and motivational speakers. Like, most of the time I'm listening to like a male pastor. I have some females that I listen to, but I had so many women pouring into me growing up that like, it's mainly men. But yeah, and sometimes it's friends. Sometimes it's like, you stop putting a limit on where the gift is coming from. Oh, Pastor Daniels, he said, do you want the gift or you want the package? Because sometimes God will be trying to give something to you, but because it didn't come in the package that you so desired, you're missing out on it. Because it didn't come from the person that you think it should come from. Like, oh, you're my parent, you should be doing it. No. No, stop putting those expectations on them. The only thing they had to do was get me to 18 safely. Everything after that, or whatever didn't happen before that, is my job to make sure I heal and I don't stay in a cycle or pattern. Like, everything else is just like, bro, let it go. Grow up. Really, truthfully, honestly. So I'm very grateful. Oh, I was watching a Red Table Talk with Jada, and she was like, the only thing my father was responsible to do was bring me into this earth. Everything else, like, she was like, he did his job. And when I saw that, I said, you know what? You did your job. I'm here. I'm safe. It's really a choice of just release and let go. Release and let go. That's the first thing. So that clicked in my mind, and then I show gratitude that they did what they were supposed to do. Like, my bonus dad, child, I used to drive his car more than anybody's car in high school. Like, and like I said, he's a provider type dad. So anytime I needed something, he was there. Anything extra, now I get the extra, but growing up, not so much. And then even with Brandon, whenever he's out or whenever he can make phone calls to his people about me needs, they're both kind of provider style dads, for real. But Brandon, loves quality time. For the most part, loves quality time. So I kind of got a little bit of both, but he's not very vocal about like, oh, I'm proud of you, you're beautiful. Like it's like the emotional, you know, like, or like I be like, that I'm not gonna touch this door. I have to wait. I have to tell him like, open this door for me. You know, like that, go the extra mile. Like I was expecting when he got out for us to like go on dates. Like now somebody's gonna show me how a man's supposed to treat me. Boy, my dad used to let me down every time, and I used to be like, is this how you treat the women? Like, is this how you treat, like, my dad has a reputation of being a player, and I'm like, this what women go for? You ain't pulling up no flowers, you ain't opening no, like, he'll open up a restaurant door, but I don't even want to touch his car door. Come get this door for me. Like, you ain't got no wrist. Like, oh my god, it used to frustrate. Like, my little heart used to be broken so much. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling like this. So the second thing was I released the expectation. I released the expectation. It was just like, you know what? Either you're going to speak up for what you want or don't want it at all. So that kind of held me accountable. Like, if this is how you... Yes, of course, we want it to naturally come from them, but it don't. You're expecting them to be a version of themselves that they are not. So even with my bonus dad, I'd be like, can we go out? Just me and you, can we, like, I just want to ride with you. Because him asking me, like, so do you want to, you know, just ride with me and, like, spend some time? He don't come. He don't think like that. I release the expectation and start communicating what it is I desire. How is it that I want to be treated? And then, you know, they just kind of fall in line. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. Either way, I'm like, it's okay. Because I am so loved and I am so cherished and valued by God. And when you know that God chooses you, God of the universe chooses me and loves me unconditionally. I hate to say your love don't really amount to nothing, but it don't amount to as much love as God's love. So when you have that, it's just like everything else is just a cherry on top. It really is. Like, I release the expectation and communicate what I want. If they can come through, that's great. If not, my Father will take care of it. My Father, my man, my King, my Lord, my love. Like, y'all, God is the lover of your soul, that is the sweetest thing, because even in the depths of me, I'm not worthy. So I just be over with, like, I'm cool, but then it's also one last thing that really helps me, and I hope that this helps y'all too. Last thing, I give them grace to grow, because we're all growing, we're all evolving. And a lot of times with parents, especially while we were growing up, they were growing up too. They didn't have it figured out. Baby, I reached 31 and realized, like, really when I hit 30, because my mom had already had 2 kids by 30. It was just like, bro, I could not imagine being 30, 31, being the man, being head of household, trying to figure things out. What, baby? No. But yeah, just grace, and also speaking life into them to be who it is that God has called them to be. You know, like, that's where the compassion and grace comes in, because it's like, I don't want to say I feel sorry for you. That it's not that I feel sorry, it's just that there are more parts of you that God needs you to have, and I pray that you yield to him and humble yourself before him so that you can become that man. It's never too late. Like, you can turn it around. Like I said, for my bonus dad, the closer he's been, like, we've always been in church, but again, it's the difference between going to church and having a relationship. He been into relationship, and the outpour of that, me and the kids have, like, benefited. You know, our relationship has grown, and, well, I can't speak for the rest of them, but me and his relationship have grown tremendously, and I'm just grateful that is just a benefactor of getting close to God and allowing him to reshape you and prune you and make you new and wash you clean. Because thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Give them grace. We're all just figuring it out. And with showing that grace, you start to realize what their strengths are. You start to be like, okay, this is your strength. This is how you show love. Let me tap into that, or let me just be grateful for that and ask you to do more of that. Because for me to expect for you to be this version, it's only gonna lead to heartache. So if you're the provider that, like, you get joy, you get joy from providing for me, for my bonus dad. Like, especially since I've been gone, like the last day in every country, I call him and be like, can you take me to dinner? Can you and now it's such a tradition that he's like, he knows, like, okay, it's getting closer. Where you going for your last place, you know? And it's like, he sends me the money for it. That's his strength. That is what, yes. So it's like, thank you. You know, anything else, not to say like he's like an ATM, because that's not what is given. But it's just like, I don't want you to feel like what you do is not enough. I don't want you to feel like I'm ungrateful, or the way that you choose to love me is like you can keep it. No. It's no, that's your strength though. And I think we can tap into this strength while also like, now we've gotten better with the phone calls and stuff, where it's like, we've got so much better. We really just be talking about nothing really, for real. But it makes my heart happy. And I think he understands that, so he sits on the phone. Like, we're all making compromises and just giving each other grace, you know? And I'm very grateful for both of my dads. I'm so grateful for them. And I pray that they continue to grow and evolve, because you can never be too old for that. I pray that they do not get set in their ways, because that's when God, I feel like, he stops moving in certain areas. And they have so much that I know. There's so much that God has for them, and I just want them to fully tap into. But as far as me being impacted by certain things that they do or don't do, or say or don't say, or, you know, like, it's okay. It's okay. Brandon makes decisions sometimes that is money led, and I pray he gets out of that and be free from that. But I know he loves me. I know they both love me. And yeah, I'm good with that, because God is just very faithful. And for him to change my perspective and my mind on so many things, especially when it comes to men, is nobody but him, literally. So if you're a young girl out there, or even an older woman, because women sometimes still have these issues and just haven't figured it out, know that God provides in every area. In one season, I needed God to be like my father, like raise me. In this season, especially with me not dating, I need you to be my husband, because you are the husband of husbands. And God will be everything that you need him to be, I promise. I hope, if anything, especially for my girls and my women in general, because there's no age on it, that you have the conversation, you know? Actually get right within yourself, get right with God. Because you may have the conversation and they still not understand or apologize or any of that, but to be good internally, no matter what. So get good. Get good. Start leaning in on God and just allow him to show you who he is, who you need him to be. And then, you know, have the conversation if you need to, and just a heart of gratitude. Thank you. You got me here. You did what you could. Even if you could have did more, thank you. I'm here. That's all that really matters. And then release the expectations. Sometimes they may change after having that conversation, or they may, you know, step up or move differently, or they may not. Grace, you have no clue what a man fights mentally every day and what he does not speak of every day. So show grace and give them room to grow and evolve. Just because they wasn't that when you were younger doesn't mean that they'll never get to that point. It may show when you have your own children. It may show when they get remarried. You know, like, and when I was kind of salty with my dad when he got out of prison and got in a relationship, because why is you doing it? We ain't even good. Why are you bringing another woman into it? But it was like, yeah, no, bro, this man been locked up for over 10 years. That's without any type of affection from a woman. What? You can't give him what she can give him. That's unrealistic. But I'm like, I just know that when you get out, now we get to have this daddy-daughter relationship, and that just wasn't where his mind was at, and I had to release him from that. You are the main character in your world, and that's okay. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm praying for you. I love you. Jesus loves you so much more and wants to have a relationship with you and wants to reveal himself to you in new ways, because we'll never know the full capacity of that's why God says I am, because whatever you need me to be for you, I am. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, y'all, I love you. May God bless you and keep you. May he turn his face towards you and show you grace, show you peace. Oh my gosh, he's so good. He's so good, y'all. I love him so much. And he loves me so. Oh. I haven't even seen the width of it. But I'm just very grateful for him making me over and delivering me. So I pray that for you guys too. Yeah? Okay. Bye.